Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm Corinne and this is my channel where I like to talk about all things creativity, writing, sometimes knitting, gentle living, etc., etc. As you could see from the intro, I spent this morning wrapping my head around my to-do list, getting some writing done, really thinking about the next period of time. So as of right now, it is August 11th, and we've got less than 3 weeks before my firstborn goes to college. And so it's a big shift in the house. I've been thinking about what I'm looking forward to this fall, work-wise, life-wise, and thinking about how I can be kind to myself and not wallow in the change, because sometimes that happens and it's normal. But knowing myself, I need to give myself something to really look forward to during this time, as a way to take care of myself. There's a lot of other things going on in our house this fall. My second child is going to be applying to colleges because she will head out next year. And it's her last year homeschooling, so I still have lots to do. And more so than normal, because as a homeschool parent, I am in charge of her transcript, her course description list, writing basically a counselor's letter for recommending her for the college, and helping her to pull together the application. So it is very hands-on. So when I was thinking about what is something that I can do in my work for myself as a writer, I had all of these grand ideas. I have just gotten back feedback on a novel that I've been working on and off the last few years, and I'm excited to dive into that. So I thought maybe I'll finish a draft with the rest of, by the end of the year. And I was thinking that would be possible, but that feels like too much. And so I'm trying to find that space where I can be gentle to myself, but push myself a little bit and encourage myself a little bit, because I know for me, writing brings me back to myself. And so there is a quote. I feel like I'm all over the place, but it does all come together, I promise. There's a Georgia O'Keeffe quote that comes up every summer. And it goes, I think it goes like, I've spent let me find it. Here it is. I have done nothing all summer but wait for myself to be myself again. Now, I find that writing is a way for me to come back to myself. I'm tired of waiting to feel like myself. So that's where I don't want to call it a challenge. I don't want to call it something that has, harshness around it. But really it is a challenge. I've decided to set myself a 100-day challenge. And it's going to be writing myself back. The parameters around this will be, I will write every single day. I have a list of things that will fall into that criteria. I can journal, I can make a list, I can work through some of the prompts in Sarah Selecki's book, Story is a State of Mind. I can start rewriting the novel that I've been working on. And I'm going to start on August 18th, which is a week from today. So a couple days after this video will publish. So it'll be Monday the 18th I'm going to start. And for accountability, I am going to be posting a short here on YouTube every day. Now, That might seem like a lot. It might not seem like a lot. I don't know. I'm not putting a time frame around my writing time, but I know for me, I need to get back into writing for myself. Not for Patreon, not for Instagram, not to be shared right away. This is writing for me. It might eventually be shared if it's, work on the novel, but I need to get back to writing in a way that is slower, that is connective, that is not for instant consumption. And also knowing myself, accountability is a big thing, and goals are a big thing. There's been some conversation, particularly in my writers and makers space over on Patreon, that, around the word goals and how maybe that isn't helpful for everyone. I think what it comes down to is knowing what works for you, knowing what motivates you. And for me, it's setting a goal and finding a way to be accountable. It's why things like National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo, always worked really well for me, because I was sharing my progress and speaking the goal out loud and creating some energy and movement around that through just sharing the process, like sharing the energy of the process. So by starting on Monday, the 18th of August, I will end the 100 days just before Thanksgiving here in the US. And so that will encompass the transition of dropping my son off at college. It will encompass all of September, all of October, and through most of November. So it's something to keep me going, to keep me in check, to keep me from wallowing about this transition. It will see me through, helping to prepare Paige for her college applications. And then it will end at a time where it's an exciting time, because we will be picking Finn up from college for the holiday and spending family time together. So I think the timing is right. I think it feels gentle enough to be something that I know I can do. And it feels like, this idea of calling it Write Myself Back. There's so often in this creative life where I feel like I just throw ideas out into the wind for myself, and they just kind of go off into the distance, and I don't really come back to them. And so when I say write myself back, it feels like literally writing myself a letter back. Like returning the energy of myself, like returning to my energy, returning to my writing energy. I'm not somebody who thinks that you have to write every day to be a writer. That is not what I think in my heart. We all have different paces and different needs at different times of our life. But right now, I feel like I need something consistent, something I can hold on to that is my own and for myself in this time of transition and change, political unrest even. Life just feels a little fraught in different areas. There's other stuff going on in the background that I can't share here, that I think for everyone, we all have so much on our plates. And so this project does not feel like I'm adding to my plate. It feels like I'm supporting the plate, if that makes any sense. But rebuilding some scaffolding for myself so that I can continue to show up here, continue to show up for the folks on Patreon and for my one-on-one clients, all of that. For myself, for my family, etc. So I'm excited. 100-day projects have been around for so long. It's a whole thing, but I've never done one. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm excited to share the journey with you all. I think adding a little short every day is something fun and challenging to keep myself accountable to you all, to myself. If you'd like to join in, you can start at any time. I'm going to, how am I going to do this? I will probably post a short with like day 1 or day 2 or whatever, and then maybe use the hashtag write myself back and 100-day project or something like that. If you're finding yourself in a time where a project like this could be anchoring, maybe you don't need to write every day. Maybe you want to dive into something else. Maybe it's reading a couple pages of a book every day for the next 100 days. Maybe it's sketching. Maybe it's picking up your yarn or anything, walking. It could be anything. If you would like to join me, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your project would be, and yeah, we'll just see how this goes. I hope you all are doing well. I hope the summer is treating you kindly as much as it can. August is a funny time. I think regardless of whether you have kids going off to school, if you're if you don't have kids too, like it's a funny time where there's hints of what's to come. The weather shifts a little bit every now and then. You can almost feel fall on the wind. And then the humidity comes back and you're reminded that we still are in the depths of summer. And yeah, like I said, I love that Georgia O'Keeffe quote, but this year I'm just tired of waiting. And I don't want to wait anymore. There are so many areas in life where they're not within my control. And it's a practice to just allow for these things to happen, allowing for kids to grow up and move on and out on their own, allowing for the passage of time, allowing for the world to spin as it does. And yeah, it's, there's so much that is out of our control. And so this is not an effort to control things with this project, but it's an effort to remind myself that I have the power to change my own story. I have the power to reconnect to myself. I have the power to make changes in my life to create the life that I want to live. We all have that. We have that power. There are extenuating circumstances sometimes that make it not so easy, but for me, with my privilege and where I am in life, I have the space to make these changes and to really write my life into being, and especially in this new chapter. I'm excited. I'm excited to embark on a 100-day project. I think it will be an injection of energy. I expect it to be very challenging on some days. I'm already picturing the day that we drop Finn off at college, and maybe that short will come from the car, from the car ride, and I'll bring my journal and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think remembering that we can work through the challenges, or that I can work through my own challenges, which I think are pretty universal. And that's why we share these stories, right? That's why we share what we do. That's why we share our process, because there are universal truths that are just part of this human existence that we're all in together. So I'd love it if you would join me or just cheer me on and see where this takes us. And yeah, let's get started. I would love it if you subscribed and liked and all of the things, because it does help the growth of channels. And I would love for this space to grow a little bit more. I think I've been a little hesitant to put that out there. But I would love for this space to grow. And so it would mean a lot to me if you liked or left a comment or subscribed. And yeah, so thank you for being here. I really very much appreciate your presence. Until next time, be well, and I'll see you soon.